Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Do you sometimes come up with ideas to get on track with your nutrition or even just take on a challenging fitness program and you think to yourself, I can never do that? Well, I'm going to share some tips with you today to condition yourself to think differently. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And we're going to talk about just getting unstuck today because, you know what, we're so conditioned to be realistic when it comes to things that we want to accomplish, big dreams. I know I was talking a little bit about nutrition and fitness. But this can be anything, something that you maybe want to accomplish to get a certain career or to create something big and do something awesome with your life. And then that little reality check comes into your head and you kind of start to think, oh, I can't do that. I know a lot of times when it comes to fitness and nutrition, this is where I was a while ago. Was I was thinking it was too late for me. There I was, overweight, out of shape, overwhelmed, and I pretty much was resolving to the fact that this is just the way it's gonna be. I was younger. I thought it was invincible, and then reality set in. I got older. I got less energy. Got out of shape. I promised that that would never happen, yet there I was. It happened, and I just saw the road of where I was going, and diabetes was in our family, and I could see the habits that people had done in our family, and that there I was doing the same thing. So we sometimes we settle for this reality, we're just going to be realistic about things and put things into perspective and just do the best we can. But there are times when we're just like, no, it doesn't have to be this way. I can change things. And then that mindset comes back in. No, this is the way it's supposed to be. And when we're going through this process, we overthink and we overcomplicate everything. I did it for years. I stopped myself. I would stop myself before I even started. Do you ever find yourself doing that? We shoot ourselves down. We think the goals that we want to accomplish are out of reach. Maybe it's too much work to do it, or we don't deserve to reach those goals, or there's just too many obstacles and challenges in the way. And will it be worth it? And there's two words I want you to think about: the word "what" and the word "if." Two simple words. But when we put them together, they can be really, really powerful. And a lot of times they can come back. A lot of times they haunt us. What if this doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if people don't support me? What if I can't do this? What if I'm wasting my time? What if I get made fun of? And the list goes on and on when we do this. And you hold yourself back. Overthinking everything, doubting yourself, self-criticizing, procrastinating it, and you get stuck. And eventually, you just let that dream fade. If it was to lose the 50 pounds, well, that was a good idea. Maybe one day I'll get inspired. Or if it was to go for a certain maybe it was to earn a certain amount of money, or to finally get that dream home on the coast, or whatever it is, or to start your own home business. Well, what if? What if it doesn't work out and I put in all that extra time, and time goes away. Time kind of ticks away, and we dismiss it as a silly idea. So I'm asking you: are you looking for reasons why you can't succeed? Most people do. We come up with great ideas, great things, and then we start to think, can we do this? Is it possible? And then we think of a bunch of other ways of what ifs and what's probably going to get in the way, and that's probably just not the way it is, and we need to rethink things. Perhaps, I don't know if you've been watching this or not, perhaps we should adopt a winning mindset by the famous basketball player Michael Jordan. even if you're not a basketball player, you'll appreciate, or a basketball fan or a sports fan of any sort, you'll appreciate this story. He's being featured in a documentary called The Last Dance. It's been featured on ESPN. I think it's going to be in Netflix soon. And just this episode that I recently watched, I love this story. They're sharing footage of him, and he creates scenarios in his head that will himself to win, almost as if he's out to prove something. Maybe it's out to prove somebody else, but I think to prove to himself. Here's one of the stories that happened. He played for a team called the Chicago Bulls. Chicago's playing against another team. It was Washington Bullets years ago. And there's this player named LaBradford Smith. He has an epic, amazing game. And Michael Jordan just cannot seem to get things connected. And he's just outscored by this guy. As a matter of fact, this Smith scores like 37 points in the game. And that is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of points. And leaving the game, according to Michael Jordan, is that what happened was, Smith got at the end as they were walking out. Smith put his arm around Michael Jordan and says, "Nice game, Mike." Mike took that as some trash talk. So the next night, the teams were playing against themselves again, and Michael Jordan's telling some of his teammates that he's going to show this guy up, and he's going to have 37 points, but he's going to do it in the first half of the game. He's just going to light this guy up. And he actually nearly does it. He just has, Michael Jordan has an epic game himself, and has I think he scored 36 points in that half. And people, some of his teammates are like, my gosh, I've never seen a person go after another person the way Michael Jordan did. I mean, he just wanted to. I think Michael just held that guy to a very few amount of points, and Michael just did every opportunity he could to score on this guy. Decades later, in this documentary, a reporter thought that Michael maybe fabricated the story, and he said, "Did Smith actually say that to you when he was leaving the United Center that night?" And the filmmakers asked Jordan that, and Jordan goes, "No, I made it up." Now you might be thinking, why would anybody do that? Why would anybody make up such a story? And I don't think it went out in the press or anything like that. Maybe it did, but that was it with his teammates. And Jordan invented a story for motivation to get back at a man who didn't say anything worthy of that retaliation. But Jordan knew how to provoke himself into motivating himself to new levels. Now, do all of us do that? Probably not. It's pretty intense stuff. But consider this. Back to the what if scenario. What if we take what if we take that what if and we turn them around? Okay. What if I reach my goals? What if I make myself and my family and my friends proud? What if I succeed? What if I made the most of my time? What if it's better than I ever thought it could be, or I ever imagined? That's the switch that I flipped with my mindset when it came to my health and fitness. I thought it was too late for me. And eventually I said, time's going to pass anyway. What if I showed up and jumped in and went for it? And after I was doing 90 days at the time, what if I succeed? And what if I reach my goals? And what if I kept going? Those were that. Do you understand what I'm saying there? There's a positive mindset that happens. Creating the reasons and the stories of how you will succeed. So just know this. Realize that things don't need to be perfect. I know a lot of times when it comes to getting started with exercise, exercise takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. If you listen to my last podcast, I talk about how to get that effort. That was episode 686. But just realize things don't need to be perfect. A lot of times people wait for the planets to align and all these other things to happen before they get started. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just start. Allow yourself to move forward. Listen to and follow the voice in your head that encourages you to push forward toward your dreams. So often people are paralyzed by their fear of what might happen, so they don't ever reach out and grab what's right in front of them. That was a quote by somebody, I can't quite remember who it was, but how true is that? We're paralyzed by the fear of what might happen, that the opportunity and everything right there is right in front of you to grab. You just got to reach out and grab it, go for it. But we're afraid of what might happen that we don't even do it. Now, how true is that? You decide whether to show up and push forward towards your goals and your dreams and to live the life you want. Or you could just ignore them, be safe, play small. It's all about intentionally showing up each and every day on purpose, no matter what, just being consistent. And I ask you, what will you do? Allow resistance to keep you from achieving your goals, or overcome the resistance and not let anything stop you? Getting unstuck, getting moving. Until you get moving, you can't become unstuck, because you can't steer a parked car. So with that in mind, if you want my daily ritual on how I create the mindset, the environment, and the habits to enable myself to succeed, and many others, other tips to become happy, fulfilled, to be filled with gratitude each day, and to not to prove to yourself that you're going to lose, but to think like a champion and construct the mindset to prove to yourself why you're going to win. You will want to grab my free Success Habits Master List. It's packed with routines, rituals, tips, strategies to move you from that chaotic, overwhelmed, thinking small, sort of, I can't do this sort of way, to, feeling happy and grateful and focused and fulfilled. And it's absolutely free. You can download that at morningsuccesshabits.com. Once again, that's morningsuccesshabits.com. That's all I have for this week. And thank you so much for tuning in. I so much appreciate you. And please share, subscribe. If you found this valuable, pass this on to somebody else that you know who could value it, would find value in it. And please, if you can get over to your podcast app and leave an honest rating or review, that will help other people discover this show. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.